Hello, everyone. This is Josiah on Each One Teach One. This is an interesting edition of Each One Teach One. And as you all know, we had a panel discussion last time about the question was which way for the unemployed youths, which way for the unemployed right now. We know we are facing this COVID-19 situation. This is unprecedented times and it requires drastic measures. So it's very important for us to talk about what is out there. Well, what are the unemployed? What are they gonna do? What do we see in the future for them? And what can be done right now to help the situation? Each one teach one is here to help out to bridge the gap between the mentor and the mentees in the continent, and also help encourage, create the awareness, educate, and at the same time provide again for employment for the youths out there. So now we're gonna open the floor to anyone who's interested to discuss this question. And there's not really anybody present. Maybe there's somebody out there. I'm not sure, but I'll check it out. Let me see who that is. And oh, that's Samuel right there. Samuel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good
I
morning.
hope I hope the audience. Good morning, Samuel. I hope the audience can hear me as well. And we're gonna try our possible best to talk about to answer this question and to get a general view as well as a detailed view and etc. Can you mute yourself? Let me just see if I can mute you even possible. Apparently I can't mute. You have to mute yourself. Oh, you've done that. Okay, great. That's awesome. So for the viewers, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. If you are already a subscriber, please let everybody know what the discussion is about so they can tune in. I'll post the link here in the in the comment section here. I'll post it right here so people can join in. Those who want to join us in this discussion. Samuel, as you well know, this is a part two of which way for the unemployed that we had done before with men. So we wanted to further discuss that because a lot of things came up in that discussion where they talked about agriculture, and we saw that that was very interesting. They were also talking about how one can find an opportunity where it's seemingly it looks like there's none. For example, we are going through lockdown all across the globe, and the economy of the world has been shaken to the bottom of things. We've seen the Wall Street doing what it's doing is it took a tailspin, and that doesn't look good. And now we're looking at other emerging markets, more especially the continental African continents that solely depend on raw materials. So they need the foreign exchange. Right now, they're on a deficit because most of the raw materials that they export for money uh, not doing well because the cost of getting finished goods is becoming more and more. Actually, the cost of buying those raw materials are becoming more and more. So, take for example the crude oil that Nigeria ships. You can't even sell it for $18. So it's going down. Okay, you can't even sell it. It's going really down, and that is not a good thing. That looks really bad. That's a very terrible situation for those that live there, and especially the population of the youth that live there is very is teeming. So we find it not quite interesting. However, it's appalling what is going to come after this, because this recession is going to set in when a nation doesn't have resources that they can rely on, like IQ based economy, which is human resources of uh, skill skill set, high skills. And if you cannot use that to obtain any kind of foreign exchange or whatever, so you have a very serious problem. So the discussion we had last time to find a way to use this technology of the day to devise a means of survival. It is a fact that many people wouldn't be going back to brick and mortar after this. Say if COVID-19 pandemic goes away, the vaccine is found, or they start using Madagascar's solution and whatever, and people now realize that there's nothing else to fear, and the government start to gain confidence in what they're doing. It is possible then that we would have innovated and came up with new ways of doing things. I was discussing with a friend of mine, actually in the book that I wrote, Data Redefine and Digital Identity, I was talking about it is possible that most people from their home who are in the technology business will now start doing IT husbandry, engineering husbandry, and stuff like that. I was like, they can cook up their solution from home and now export it through the wires. So we have video conferences, which is the aftermath of COVID-19. We have a lot of stuff going online, which is the aftermath of COVID-19. A lot of people have become spokesperson. They have learned to speak before the audience, which in this case is virtual audience. And that kind of boosts your ego and gives you the confidence that you need as opposed to outright uh, numbers before you or in front of you. So some of the stuff that we discussed is how can we use the technology of the day to empower the youth, and we talked about agriculture, and we talked about all different kind of businesses, retail, and all of that. And then the dot we want to connect is in various businesses and in various fields. And we know technology begets any technology will beget a new skill set, and the new skill set will beget a new opportunity, and that will be trading. It could be commerce and hopefully enterprise. So, with that being said, I would like to hear from you what you think and the way forward for the unemployed from your own perspective and understanding. And you can go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience. I'm sure they know you from the past, but you can, do a formality and introduce yourself. It's on you now. You're on the hot seat now, Samuel. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Samuel Iwuchukwu. I'm a software engineer for Lockdown. I work for Lockdown as a software engineer. I've been with them for the past 7 months, and it has been an amazing experience for me. Part of the things we do is we help people to secure people's data with a novel technology. Of course, you talk about security. Security is vast, but we thought out of the box and we built a security system that does not just secure your data, but it secures it independently. Okay, that about me. Based on the question of what Mr. Josiah asked, what can the unemployed youth do to be able to meet up to the challenges or probably to the recession that is the world at large? The truth of the matter is that while some people are in recession, some other sectors are having a surge in whatever they are doing. You look at, for example, you look at Netflix. Netflix within this lockdown period had a surge in uh, in their in their revenue within this lockdown. So it shows that some people are doing things differently from others. So that is something we need to key into. What is dynamic and things are changing very fast. What was acceptable yesterday is not acceptable today because people don't want to do things the old way. So, the first thing for every youth is to be able to find the demanding technology, the demanding skill right now. What are the demanding skill right now? What are the things that people actually needed, even in the lockdown? People needed food. People needed access to internet. People needed access to logistics companies to deliver items to them while they are at home. These are the key sectors that I think that every youth should key into and master and act in that sector. So, for instance, someone So, for instance, a youth who is looking at an opportunity in probably, let's say, in logistics, can decide to learn a trade or learn something around logistics, because logistics will still be there. So whatever be the situation, people will keep buying items online, and people will want those items delivered to them in homes. Look at the entertainment industry, the streaming. Of course, lockdown also built a video conferencing system. We have a video conferencing system we built, which is already which we're already using. We are in the testing phase. Look at the media sector. People want to communicate to each other remotely. People want to see their face, like what we are doing right now. We're having a video conversation. I'm in Nigeria. I'm in Lagos, and I'm communicating with you in South Carolina. So I think that is also another sector every youth should consider. We should see how we can build a skill around video conferencing, around media communications that are remote, because that is the sector that will stay for a long time. People are social beings, so even if they can't have the opportunity to meet physically, there is always an avenue for virtual meetings. So how can these virtual meetings be enabled? Through these media apps, communication apps, video conferencing apps, and all of that. Another sector that the youth should think about is agriculture. For instance, in Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria, they are giving soft loans to people, to agro business owners, those who own agriculture. Probably you own, let's say you own a farm or you own a poultry business. You can apply to CBN, and CBN will give you a loan to support your business. Why are they doing this? Because they know that there is a case of food shortage, of food scarcity in the nearest future. So they are seeing the need to support the local farmers, because they know that this is something that no matter how it is, people will definitely want to eat. They will need food. They will need local produce locally. So I think the unemployment is simply your ability not to find out a solution that people need. If you're able to see what people need,
Wow, I like the way you put it.
you can
Unemployment
start
is completely.
very
Oh
little
gosh,
and
that
begin
is
to
profound.
support them. So that is the area I see.
That's profound. So you're talking about you elaborated on logistics where there's a need for people to deliver goods that were bought online. So if somebody is in the continental Africa and they are looking at what opportunity can I create, so they can actually go into logistics and start developing a way of delivering goods that are already bought online, whether whether they connect with Jumia or any of those local businesses that are in this courier environment, which involves an expanded logistics like having a car or a motorbike to move the stuff from a point A to point B. So that makes a lot of sense. And then also, in you said something about tele and video conference, video conferencing, and I certainly agree with the point that you made about that. It's not gonna go away. So from what I see, when I wrote, I specifically said that the handshake is gonna go away, but emojis and favorites and likes are gonna replace the handshake. You know how people shake. I said that's gonna go
Yeah,
away. So you have emojis and likes and favorites or whatever is gonna take over that and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
you might laugh about this, you think it's funny, but actually that's what's gonna happen because after the situation, the unprecedented situation, as they like to call it, novel coronavirus has taught people some lessons. We've learned there's a price for unhygienic way of doing things. We've also learned that we are in this by on our own, and there's a lot of a clarion call for solidarity that we are all in this together. Uh, I don't think that is so true. However, that's not the point of discussion here. But what I'm trying to say is that with all that being said, the COVID-19 has opened our eyes to see there's possibility where there's impossibility. So our eyes now is open to notice, oh, somebody just came on, Judy just came on, so we're gonna let him in. So our eyes now is open to see the possibilities. Now, like you talked about Netflix that are doing well, that's amazing. There's other little businesses that are doing well because they found an opportunity in time of crisis. That's Adam Smith, the Scottish guy that wrote The Power of the Wealth of Nation, a book in economics. So he said that you can still make money in times of war. It's all about opportunity and the cost for such opportunity. So we have Trudy on here. Let's see what he has to say. Trudy, welcome to the program. Can you
Yeah,
hear us?
how are you,
We're,
Josiah
we're doing fine. Can you tell us
and
a little bit about
Samuel?
yourself?
Yeah, I'm. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yeah. I'm a student based in the United States in New York City, studying software development.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I really
Go ahead.
enjoy what Josiah is doing for the youth in Africa.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's highly needed.
Okay.
And I myself travel to Africa quite often, specifically Nigeria. And
Awesome.
that's what kind of got me. That's what kind of got me interested in it.
Awesome.
Um,
That's great.
as far as your question about,
Which way for the unemployed? Oh, he's having a bad connection, guys. He'll be back, and certainly
okay,
he will be back. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead, Trudy.
So as far as what your question, I,
Which way for the unemployed? That's the
right.
question. Which way for the unemployed?
I mean, I guess the best thing is to try to empower the youth.
Awesome.
You
Awesome.
know, and that's sort of like what you're doing. Just um, using the resources that you have and motivating them. We all know if you travel to Nigeria that the first thing is having that little basic money uh, to cover yourself, your basic needs, and then I think once that is satisfied, people will be more motivated to get out there and work in the technology sector. We all know that China and these other entities are not quite our friends, and there's a big need for the youth um, to rise up and to take control of the continent, and we can do that with technology. Um,
Oh, that's awesome. That's very good.
yeah.
Right on the money. So
So
Judy, your points are well taken here. So in order for me, I'll highlight some of the stuff that you said. You said that all these other people have vested interest in the continent, and for the continent, the youths need to rise up. And what we need to do first is to empower the youths because you need to survive. You need to eat. You need to buy food and take care of your stomach infrastructure. And that's exactly what each one teach one is doing or trying to do in a large scale. So we welcome everyone, but however, charity begins at home, as you all know. So we're targeting a group of people. That doesn't mean that no other people are not welcome. So the topic here is for the youths all across the globe. The world is going to be hit by this COVID-19 issue. We're going to be hit by it, and recession is going to set in. How long the recession is going to last, I don't know. We're having a real bad connection here with Chudi. I believe he's on his mobile device. He probably will show up very soon. We'll hope that he'll come back. Well, Samuel is back here. So, like I was saying, there's a need for them to rise up. And in order to do that, after taking care of the stomach infrastructure, which is the grassroots fundamental work that we're doing right now, and then helping them to develop skill sets. With that, they can showcase what they have, and that will give them the footing to stand against or stave up those that are trying to overrun them. So we want to do everything peacefully, having a mind that understand and that have insights on how people can live together at the same time, be self-reliant, and do for oneself. The consumer mentality is what we are trying to stamp out. So we need to become producers and create things that will be that people can call innovations, and that will be an option to the world. So our youths need to gain this talent, some of these talents, directly applying what they know to the cases at hand. It's called use cases. So have solutions, just like Sam talked about the logistics and agriculture, how that could we can marry these two together with technology, and we will see there's an opportunity. He said that not having a job is the fact that one have not found an opportunity that could be used up. Okay, so not having a job is one not having found the opportunity that they can take advantage of, and I agree with him. Now today with COVID-19, what if you change your career and you go into IT? What about that? What if you go into cloud? There's a large demand for cloud. The cloud allows you to stand up services quickly, and you can distribute that all across the globe over the internet. What if you change? What if you think about, okay, I'm a lawyer. What if I decide to cut over to IT and become a cloud engineer with my law degree? I can work so well that I can even advance it and become an auditor or compliance, an auditor, regulate, all those kind of stuff, and go in that direction in security. The law foundation will help you to be a powerful person in the area. With the law degree and you cut over to IT, you can easily become a VC in a company or something like that. You can even use that 5 year experience you might put in for the Fortune 500 and become something and start an operation of your own. There are many talents out there. Maybe you don't want to work for anybody. You have a law degree, or you're from financial area, or you are from software development background. You can buttress the opportunity that the COVID-19 is giving right now. It's novel. That novel means is new. Therefore, new things are going to come after COVID-19. Don't forget that. You need to find these opportunities and utilize them. Okay, for instance, you talk about artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence requires data. So, what about you going to data science? Okay, what about you going to data science, learn if one major program Python to help you out, and you start studying how it works? What about you do that? You see, what about you consider being a tech for servicing or video conferencing softwares like Zoom, Skype, or whatever? You just specialize in any problem that they have, you take care of it. How about that? These are simple things that people overlook. You see, these are simple things that get overlooked by people. The youths, you should take note of that. What about in the church that you go to? You be a part of those that are helping out with the online program. So when something goes down, you help them out with that. You gain a skill set which you can actually make money from utilizing and engaging in. So that's what we're talking about here. So look and see there are opportunities there, but look at these opportunities from a different perspective, whereby first you can serve the people, and people will notice the talent. And once the people notice the talent, they are willing to pay for that such talent. Okay, you serve the people, they notice the talent. Once they are happy with the talent, they are willing to pay for it. It's a proven fact. And now you are contributing to what is happening to the to the ecosystem. You are contributing in your community. You are contributing so on and so forth. Now in the continent, a lot of schools are shut down right now. Don't you see there's an opportunity in video conferencing and being able to allow the student to learn through all these avenues where you can stream videos on YouTube. To stream a video, you need a software, and people make these software. Sometimes the people that are trying to utilize this have issues. You can be a person who can go around helping people set up their video conferencing tools. I know in the continent it hasn't caught fire like in the West. The West, everybody is on YouTube, everybody is streaming, everybody has all these tools. There are many tools out there. Okay, so data analytics is another part. If you're gonna do artificial intelligence, do data science, you need data analytics. That way you can know the frequency of what is happening with the data that's being collected, how they are being used. So you need all this stuff. So the bottom line is there's so much opportunity here. You can go into IT to be specific, cloud. You can go and do data science, data analytics, artificial intelligence. If you're a developer, you can learn few skills and add to what you have. JavaScript is good. Everybody builds website. Now, you talk about all these video conferencing tools. Most of them are using high-level languages. You can learn some of these so you can be a part of building, and majority of them are open source. You can learn some of them and be a part of building them. You can specialize, say, you can specialize in, let's say, video conferencing tool or other YouTube or whatever, uh, you name it. You can specialize in any one of these and bring your skill set up to par where it will be noticed. You see, you have to promote yourself and you'll be noticed and you showcase what you have and you stream all this stuff. So we think it's very, very important for us to note the possibility. Now, we talk about the technology. Now, you can build good technology, but if you don't have somebody to speak of it, it's a waste of time. So that's where the influencers come in, the bloggers and all these people, they come in there. The what they call growth hackers. They help you to grow the users. If you have an application or software you need people to use, they help you to grow that. You have the business developers, you have the business analysts, you have the salespeople, you have the marketing people. This is the time to reevaluate your position and see a way forward. You can always start little. You have to make sure you have a LinkedIn profile. That's one of the first things you should be doing. If you're listening to this conversation, please, please, please go create a LinkedIn profile. Now, if you don't have any experience, you can contact each one, teach one. We can provide you an opportunity. As long as we know what you want to learn, we can create that room for you, and you will be there to learn what you need with other people. Currently, each one teach one has a wonderful promotion for the female. This is free. It's a pilot program that we started up. So these women, they rock on cloud. So it's IT cloud program that we started up. So what this is we have all these highly educated women. Some of them are nursing practitioners. Some of them are lawyers. Some of them are from financial industry. But they notice that there's a change in the horizon. Things are changing in the world. And they're noticing we're cutting over to digital era. And these people have gone and taken a certification. I have passed AWS practitioner. Some of them Azure. Some of them are software developers, but they want to cut over to cloud because of the high demand in the cloud. It's not even funny. So these people reached out to me and they asked if it's possible if I can help them. And I asked them what's the problem because they have another program they were enrolled in. Okay, this program is a Cloud Teaching Atlanta. So Cloud Teaching Atlanta has a vision of helping everyone who wants to get into the cloud because of the high demand. They also wanted to help the MSP, okay, managed service providers for cloud. They're always looking for talent. So they're doing this as a nonprofit, but they're doing it in a large scale, but there's something missing. So when these people were talking to me, I interviewed them and I asked them questions. And I noticed that they know the cloud lingo and everything. They know everything. But the problem is not really a problem. They have the certifications and all that. But there's a gap. And the question is, not a lot of people know that there's a gap. But they do go, they get interviews, but they don't get the jobs. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, you have an interview with the manager who might have been in the business for 10 or 15 years. So they know all the foundations. So when they're interviewing you, they can see the foundations are not there. See what I'm saying? So when they were talking to me and I'm listening to them, I say, well, I think I know what you guys' problem. After talking to them for a prolonged period of time, I think I know what some of the problems are. The foundations are missing. There's no way you can be a cloud engineer or cloud architect without you knowing the cause of IT, like hardware, like software, like programming. You see, like you can't even know cloud concept without knowing virtualization that gave birth to the cloud itself. You see, and networking. Like, how can you do anything in IT or the information technology or software or whatever without understanding how network works or how a database works? So these are the disconnect that they have that I found out. And now with that, we're building a course to cover that for them. So based on individual problems that they tabled, we're able to come up together and come up with something that will help them in the long run. So this is a pilot program that we're going to run. We are taking about 15 of these females to take them on a period of 3 months, after which they can get a job. And we've already worked it out on how they can get the job and the connection that we have with other groups and other LinkedIn groups that we work with. And it's a possibility that it will be successful. So we want you guys to support what we're doing. We're not playing here, and we're not asking for money. These women here, they rock on cloud. I'm telling you. So it's called Cloud Movement. That's what it's called. So if you are one of these highly educated, you're already working, or you're not working, or you're interested in learning this technology, let us know. There's always a place for everyone. There's no discrimination. We know women go through a lot in the workplace, discrimination and all of that, and there's not much confidence in them when it comes to technology. We think otherwise. We think that's fallacy. We think they're equal to the task. We think they are very intelligent. They have the options that we're looking for most of the time, but we're not actually able to accept these things. But now the possibility is there because of COVID-19. We're looking for talent from wherever they come from, and there's a need for it. You see, what we see here is something different, and it's going to keep going that way. So if anybody is out there and listening to this, and you know somebody who wants to get a job as soon as they can possibly do so, direct them to each one, teach one. I will help you guys, or whoever that person is, to get in the program, and you know, we can bring that change in their lives. So I think I lost Sam and I lost Judy as well. And I'm just here talking by myself, and I hope somebody else can come online and give us some important information that might be you know they might have in their mind. Okay. Well, it's majorly for women, but we can take men. We can take men as long as they are willing to help the women. That's the condition upon which we can take them. Okay, because majority of the things that I do, I notice that not a lot of women. I'm really doing so. I'm really pushing to get them involved. But don't forget, these women reached out to me, and this is the program that they wanted. So I put it together. I asked them if it's okay to bring guys. They said it's okay. They can bring guys in. So I have another gentleman in here, Julian. Oh yeah, Julian, you looking good. You took away the white beater. You took away the white beater today. That's much better. The audience are happy with you. Julian, thank you for showing up. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you being here. So you already know the question.
Thanks.
You started off the question last time. This is the part two of the whole event. So what do you think?
Yeah.
What can you tell us today?
Well, actually, I actually came in a little bit late.
That's fine.
But yeah, but I actually, I think you guys are talking about technology and what people can use. I came in when you were talking about the ladies that want to get into cloud programs, but it seems like they already have a background, right? They already have a background in programming. Am I correct?
So this is the story. Some of
Okay.
them are lawyers. Some of them are already in
Yeah.
financial organizations working there. Some of them are software developers. But
Okay.
these individuals notice that COVID-19, because of COVID-19, there's going to be a shift. If you are a professional and you have an
Mm-hmm.
IT experience or background, you're going to make double the money that you already making. So they see this ahead of time. So they reach out to
Yeah.
me and they be like, since we're on this level, imagine a
Yeah.
lawyer who's working,
Mm-hmm.
making money, and now the lawyer has a cloud engineer certificate.
Okay.
So it simply means that a big company can take this lawyer and give him a high position as an executive.
Yeah, that's true.
You get it. So there
That's
are
a smart, very
people are
smart move.
thinking.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
thinking. People are not sitting home just saying, "Oh yeah, COVID-19 or whatever." They know
Hmm.
that COVID-19 creates a great opportunity, so they want to capitalize. Right
Exactly.
now, they want to capitalize. Right now, imagine
Yeah.
the recession. We pick up from recession. These are the
Hmm.
people that are gonna be hired right away.
That's true.
They
That's
use the
true.
opportunity to build their strength.
Yeah.
You
I
see
was
what I'm
actually
saying?
reading it. Yeah. I was reading an article about how jobs have been as I think about in US about 45% job loss,
Yeah,
and most and
45%.
yeah, and most people are working from home, and those people working from home are actually the employees have even found out that the them working from home is better for them.
Yes,
It even costs a lot less,
yes.
and once they see the data and they see that people are I mean, this is costing us less with less hassle. I think we need to make this. They'll start making it permanent. You
Like
know.
in the book Data Redefined, in the book that I wrote, I wrote the book because I have the information. I'm not writing the book from the perspective of a PhD or a professor. I'm writing the book from the
Okay.
perspective of a practitioner, somebody that's out there in the field.
In the
So in the
field.
book, yes, in the book I said that the COVID-19, yes, is novel. That the COVID-19 is gonna bring about novel things too. The aftermath of COVID-19 is not gonna be the same. What we know before or how we've done things in the past will forever change. I said
Yeah.
that handshake is gonna go out of date. That people are gonna be
Hmm.
using emojis and likes and favorite.
That's true.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
Oh my
So
God. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so
It's true.
so that's what I said
Oh
right
my
there. So I was like, some people like probably. I know a lot of people don't know about the book, but that's okay. I will try to
God.
post some of the stuff about the book somewhere here and
Yeah.
all
Okay.
that. And if you want to join the group, if you're a male, you want to join the group, please reach out to me. I don't want to
Hmm.
make the females uncomfortable by any means, but they told me that it's okay for guys to come in as long as those guys are knowledgeable, they can learn from them. But these women, you know how
Mm.
they are when they're focused, when they want to do stuff, they pack a wall up. You can't say much to them. So I'm working with them diligently. But
Yeah.
do not fret. It's a pilot. That simply means once we get through it, we're going to come up with some interesting syllables and curriculum and videos and stuff like that, which I'm willing to share with
Yeah.
everyone. And then we
Okay.
can duplicate that whole experience and many people will learn from it. So now
Mm.
let's get back to what we're talking about. So how
Okay.
do you think, Julian? How do you think people could be innovative with this COVID-19 issue? How do you think our youths can give themselves the opportunity without going to look for the opportunity? So what we're trying to do here is have them to produce as opposed to waiting for somebody to give to them. However, we can
Yeah.
give them skills, but not necessarily giving them money all the time because giving them money all the time makes no sense to me. How long can you do
Hmm.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really it's something that really needs a lot of attention right now. I just got off the phone. Someone who, when I was in Abuja, he sent uh, he sent seafood to Abuja to the supermarket, and somehow I was in the middle trying to, help him make it work. So I was talking to him. I was telling him that, guy, you need to innovate in what you're doing because right now the cost of everything has skyrocketed, even transportation, moving things from one place, from one state to another. And he called me up and I told him, you just need to find a way to use technology to get um, your business going. You have access to access to
Oh,
sources.
we can't hear you. You fed it out.
Oh boy,
You faded out.
sorry. Wow. Sorry, can you hear me now? Sorry, a call came in.
Oh, loud and clear. I noticed that because you used your hand. We saw
Okay.
your hand to go it over and stuff it. Okay,
All
that's
right,
cool.
yeah. So yeah, I was telling him you need to change the way you're operating. If you are using the old way, one, it costs you so much to move your things from Lagos to Abuja, for instance. You pay so much on transportation because they are physical goods. Why don't you find a way to get your, because he sells seafoods. Why don't you find a way to get your seafood on a site or with technology, or get somewhere where people can mobile can make a payment to you directly, and then you even get the money in advance to put the items together
Absolutely. You
and
get the money in
supply.
advance. Yo.
Exactly. So I was telling, he was like, oh, how does it do? He's not tech savvy. I was like, okay, that don't worry. If you're ready to do that, I could put you through it.
Yeah, we lost you there for a minute. We lost you there for a minute. Come on. All right, guys, we lost him for a minute. Let's keep going. So, like, that's the use case he's trying to tell us about. The use case about a guy that sells seafood. Oh, okay, he back.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
called him again.
sorry, someone is calling me,
I
but he
understand.
has to wait. Yeah, so I was like telling him, because now, I mean, after, because we've always had issues with payment processing, but now it's beginning to get a little bit more easier with platforms like Paystack and
Rave.
Flutter Waves.
Yeah,
Wave,
Rave.
yes,
Yeah, Rave. Flutter
yeah,
Wave. Flutter Wave, you right. Same thing.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, and from the way the country is, and if we have to do more transactions within ourselves in Africa, we need more of those platforms, because those ones are not enough. And but people that are not into IT, they find it difficult. They think it's so hard to integrate it onto their websites. To even if it's just a WordPress website, there are ways that it could be integrated, and then they could get payments before the goods are even sent to, which is the way things are done now. So I was just talking to him. I said, okay, if he's serious about it, let him give me a call. Then I will be able to put him through, or probably get him hooked with someone that can help him build such a thing. So people are beginning to they know that they need to do something differently, but you
Yeah,
see,
they are noticing it.
yes, but you see, it takes someone to change his mindset, change his mindset from okay, what can I do? Do I just go and get a job, or do I need to be innovative and see what I can do within my environment? Like I said the last time, and I still uphold that, is everybody's attention is on the smartphone. Everybody's attention is on the smartphone. So you have to find things around those devices, around those tablets, around those smartphones, because everybody's attention is there. And but I think the problem is that most young people, I think they understand that this thing is actually possible, but mentorship and leadership sometimes is lacking. So it's difficult for them to just navigate the way by themselves. Sometimes they need someone older or someone to put them through, and that's why I like what you're doing. And anytime I get a chance to come online, I like to come online, because
Oh, we like you too. We love you, man. Thanks. We appreciate you. You come in here and
yeah.
you say your piece, and we appreciate that. I'm sure the audience like your input as well.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to. But right now, do you guys have anything apart from? Do you have anything that people could? Because I get a lot of calls. I get
Oh,
a lot of
really?
calls from a lot of young people. Yes, that
Okay,
I
okay.
like
Go ahead. Tell
that.
us.
Yeah, get a lot of calls from young people trying to see what they can do. They're calling me and telling me, okay, what can I do right now? I mean, they're out of jobs, and sometimes I tell them about a few things I do. Some of them a little too complex for them to understand, but I still put them through, because I happen to be
Hmm.
into cryptocurrency, crypto as well. And sometimes some of them, I tell them, listen, you have to have a long-term mindset. Anything you want to do, don't think that you're going to get instant gratification. You have to be willing to put in the work, understand it, and then you need to learn the skill, and then you now start using it, applying it in the areas which it can now be beneficial. So if you are ready to do that, there are lots of things, but sometimes some people really want you to bring it down to something they can understand, something that they can get started with that can help them, and sometimes it's what I have is helpful to some people, but there are some that you need to really educate them. You need to really have a structure for them, that can help them know that this is possible. And you all just need to learn this thing. You just need to learn this thing, and it can enable you to do A and B and C. Is the audio clear?
Yeah, the audio is very clear. You're quite clear. Okay. I think I got the point there. So, okay, from what you just said, I have to tell you an experience. So, okay, when I interviewed Jessica, right? You guys remember Jessica Ikechukwu? And when I interviewed that girl, I didn't know who she was, but when I was introduced, her, I think her uncle lives in New York, and the uncle contacted me and told me, there's this girl, she's underrated, she's very brilliant, and I was like, okay, I don't care anybody's status. My thing is everybody should have a voice. And I open up the platform for everyone. I don't care where you're from or what you are, what you read. Those are not important. What is important is what you can do, what you can contribute to make your life and other people's life better. That's what I care about. I don't care what degree you have or none of that. So when he reached me out, I was like, man, this girl, okay. I started checking on her, and I didn't know so much about her. But when I contacted this girl, I saw somebody with so much potential, but trapped in a place. I don't know how to say it.
Tell me about it.
I just don't know. I was like, what? I said, what is this?
Yeah.
So she encouraged me to start looking for the women and bring them into IT. She's so brilliant. And guess what?
Wow. What?
She has a friend. Her friend, she introduced her friend to me. And I found out that the gentleman was so brilliant.
Wow.
I hired the guy.
Wow.
I'm telling you. So birds of the same feather flock together.
Flock together.
It's proven.
Yeah.
These people are so brilliant, hungry for knowledge. Anything you give them, they consume it and they give you back. It's like giving something to a woman, she multiplies it.
Yeah.
So we need to reach out to our women, man. So I interviewed her. Guess what? I benefited from her, and she's miles away from me.
Wow.
That's the power of technology and reaching out and communicating with one another. I'm sure if she's available right now, she would have been here to talk about our situation. Very eloquent. And you guys saw the interview with her. Amazing. And it was awesome. So the thing is, with the guys that are calling you and asking you what they can do, it is possible that if we can have them together in a little room and we can actually help them, intern them, so to speak, but it's not going to be a paid intern. So what we're going to do is to groom them for a couple of months in a particular skill set. Like say we take up JavaScript with them, how to use it to build a website or whatever. So I have my lead people that we can court them and help them. This is what I'm here to do. So they we form a little room. We have our own video conferencing server. So it's not like
I actually used it yesterday because there's a group of guys we're talking about Africa.
You created legacy and I couldn't record at one point. Okay, I knew people were using it. I checked the videos. I saw some of the videos though.
Yo, you did?
I saw some of the videos. I saw some guy from a different country. So the reason why we're discussing this is to let the people know how important it is for you to be a producer.
Yeah.
When you are a producer, you set the rules of the game.
It's true.
But when you're a consumer, other people control what you do.
Exactly.
You see what's going on? So I'm glad we were able to help you to do your video conference.
I was like, I was telling them, I was like, man, there's this guy. His guy is into cryptography, and actually, the group, we're actually thinking of how we can, do things for Africa. We're just four in the group, but we are all scattered. One is in Singapore, one is in US, the other one is in I think France or so. And then
Oh,
we've been
okay.
having meetings on Skype, and we're like, no, I think most of these places will be censored. We need to go somewhere that is private. So I introduced it to them. They were checking it out. They were like, okay, this is good, and it's really and it's really we love it. We love
Okay.
it.
Did you guys check out the app, the Lockdown Cash app? The Lockdown Cash app will allow you to do amazing things like SMS and stuff like that. It will also
Okay.
allow you to send money, and it will also allow you to do put stuff in the cloud storage, personal
Yeah.
and
Okay.
enterprise. You can do
Yes.
crowdfunding with it. You can. We just
Yeah.
added a chat. We just added a chat group that allows for audio video calls in it,
Yeah.
which we're gonna
Yeah.
push out sometime. So there's a lot of things going on that we want you guys to use. For
Yeah.
instance, remember when you were sending when you set up to do what you need to do, assuming that you're not in Riot, you are just
Mm-hmm.
using Jitsi. Assuming you are just using Jitsi, how do you
Yeah.
plan to send the link and the password? I'm just asking you a question.
Actually, we send it through. That's a good question. We send it through Telegram. We send it through another app, a
Okay.
third party app. Because when I created the group, I just went to Telegram and shared the link.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a very good question because now it's not.
Okay. So now,
Yeah.
what we think, and what we're doing is we taking the URL and the password, put it on Lockdown Cash App. We have the
Okay.
Android part of it, but we haven't built the web version, which we are doing. We are doing it right now. So what happens
Okay.
is you take the link and you put it in the messaging side of the Lockdown Cash App. Like, let me show you here. You put it in the
Yeah.
messaging side of the Lockdown Cash App, and then you send it to the person and nobody sees that. That's what we're talking about.
Man,
Yes, yes, yes,
yeah. That's we
so
need that privacy. It's so important, and
yes,
it's
yes.
so important. Yeah.
So
And
go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead now.
okay,
I was
yeah,
just trying to bring this up.
yeah, because that was like I downloaded the Lockdown Cash app. That was like it's almost over a week ago, and I tried to use it, and then I actually sent some message on the particular video that was showing and explain how to use it. I sent some message. I don't know if you saw them because
You
I
see,
was hoping. Yeah,
you can
exactly.
see this, but now
Yeah.
look at what your service provider sees. I'll show you the same number 598. I'll show you what your service provider sees here. So we're gonna go and look at it. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
recommend people to use it. See,
It's encrypted. Okay.
it's all encrypted. All those things are all encrypted. So that's why
Wow.
we should be working together and
Yeah.
helping one another and
Yeah.
empowering the youths. The youths, they were born with this
Mm-hmm.
in their hand. They were born with computer
Exactly.
in their hand, and this mobile device here is more powerful than the frame, the mainframe that the United States government used when they sent Apollo to the moon.
40 years ago.
This is more powerful than all of that sent that thing to the
Wow.
moon. And the computer that was on
Wow.
that, this is more powerful than this is very powerful and dangerous. You can do a lot
Yeah.
of damage with it. So think about this. Your SMS is the weakest link in your mobile device. It's not protected. No security on it. But
Wow.
now Lockdown has put security on it for you, telling you, hey, this is dangerous. You should start using this. You
Hmm.
see, now we want to teach that to everyone. We have a
Yeah.
repository for that, and we have that
Mm-hmm.
going. Anyway, we don't want to detour too much and be too technical. That would piss off the audience. So let's go ahead and ask the simple
Yeah.
questions here.
Yeah.
So which way forward now? So you talked
Yeah.
about finding practical things to do.
Mm-hmm.
You gave a use case of your friend. He sells seafood. He moved the seafood from point A to point B, and you telling him, oh, instead of you moving this, why don't you consolidate and have it in a particular place where it's refrigerated, and then you have a website where people can actually pay you ahead of time and it get delivered. That means you
Yeah.
need logistics. That's what Sam was saying. Logistics.
Mm-hmm.
People to move it from one location to another.
Like it should be. Yeah.
Maybe what I'm thinking, this is possible. He can
Yeah.
also buy drones and use drones to deliver it.
Wow.
If they are around the, let's say, 5 kilometers from the location, he can use
Mm-hmm.
drones to fly it over. That means we need drone pilots.
Hmm.
And I also have somebody that can teach how to fly drones from a distance, or even set up the drone schools in the local over there. If people are willing to pay for it, he will set it up over there in the local. That will be after COVID, right? But right now,
Yeah.
the flight training could be done from a distance online. And sometimes people
Okay.
might not even want to take flight training because they're cornered, they're in a corner, so they'll learn anything on their own. So he can use drone to deliver those things. All he needs is to have some kind of security on it to make sure that it's going to the right place and the right
Right
person
person
is picking it up.
picking it
So
up.
you can discuss that with him. See, from talking, we can come up with ideas. He can start using drone to
Yeah.
fly this, and then he has a
Yeah.
command and control. He can see all the drones. You know, he can see all the. As a matter of fact, I have a connection to the African drone voice. It's a friend of mine. The
Wow.
African
Okay.
drone voice is a friend of mine. So he's like the king of drone in Africa. So I'll
Wow.
actually give you his connection. You know, he's from
Mm-hmm.
Rwanda,
Oh,
and
that'll be awesome. That'll be
Rwanda
awesome.
is doing awesome in this kind of technology. So I'll give it to you so that you can reach out. Maybe there's a solution you guys can come up. He can guide you guys. He's very smart. He
Yeah.
studied abroad. I think he studied in Ukraine, aeronautics
Okay.
engineering, and he specializes in drones. I happen to know him; he's a friend of mine. So you guys can come up with a solution, and he can help you guys and guide you guys. As
Mm-hmm.
long as your friend has the money to invest in the drone, he can get 3 or 4 or 5 and try it out and see how effective they become.
Yeah.
And effective. The only thing that might be a
Okay.
problem is the security, making sure that the right person is the one that taking the stuff out of the
Gets
box.
it.
Yeah, the right person is the one taking the stuff
Mm-hmm.
out of the box when the drone lands and stuff like that. So that
Yeah.
is that.
Yeah,
So
man.
I think we're gonna wrap this up quickly here. I
Yeah.
think we're gonna have a third part of this. Some people showed up, but a lot more didn't. They had technical difficulties, but I really enjoyed the time I had with you. And
Mm-hmm.
Julian, maybe we can interview
Yeah.
you one of these days when you have time. We can actually interview you, and
Okay. Yeah.
do something. We
Yeah. I'd love to. I would
yeah,
love
we
to.
take it offline and we talk about something that is so special, an edge that you have in what you do, and then we can talk about it
Mm-hmm.
and share that with our audience. I really enjoy having you as
Okay.
always, and let's keep doing this. That's the
Yeah.
best we can do to help the youth rise.
Yeah.
And to the audience,
Yeah.
we need that like, we need that like, push that like button, share, and let your friends and
Mm-hmm.
family know about the work we're doing so we can have our number go up. And we have been able to establish the cloud movement for the ladies and let everybody that you know or
Okay.
care about know about the program. And we intend to use it as a means of empowering our women and then also empowering our
Mm-hmm.
youths. So as you well know, we'll continue doing what we're doing without favor or bias. This is once again Josiah. Each one, teach one. To everyone that's listening, you know
Signing
what
out.
to do. Each one, teach one. I'm signing out right now. Take care, y'all.
All
Bye bye.
right. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.